there's really nothing to report. I mean, a couple guys got nicked up, but not bad. We'll see how everybody is tomorrow. Yeah, listen, turnovers, they kill you in this league, and we had 2 of them down the stretch, crucial time. So we've got to do better. We learned from that. Got to tackle better on the defensive side, and we'll work on that and get better at that. So guys played hard. The other group took advantage of the turnovers that time, Jared.
Coach, what do you think of the Ravens had 250-plus yards rushing and 3 touchdowns? What went into some of the issues against the run tonight?
Yeah, so, I mean, it's a team effort. So when you have the opportunities to tackle, you got to tackle. And I think we did very well with that the first half in particular. Gave up a lot of yards there. So you got guys in position. You got to make the tackle. You got to make the play. And we got to do a better job getting off blocks. I mean, that's what we've got to take care of. And but again, all that said, you have the ball driving down. That last series, what should have been the last series, and we fumbled. So, it was we knew that they're a good run team. So that's but the guys pushed through, and we had ourselves in a position where we could win the game and didn't win it. So we've got to learn from all of this and do better.
To that point, you all only had 62 yards rushing. Do you think that you might have gone away from the rushing game too soon, or do you think it was just how the ball game just flew?
Yeah, so listen, I think that's how it went. We ran the ball a lot decent in the first half, and then came back with it the second half and had a couple plays where we lost yardage. That didn't help us. And then came back with it again, and we ended up with a turnover. But we felt like we could throw the ball too. We felt like we could do both. But, we probably didn't get enough yards rushing.
Coach, you had some different guys in the passing game tonight that were involved.
Yeah.
Was that more a point of emphasis, or was that just
it was kind of take what you get. And, we had routes that were good versus all. And, Wink did a nice job with what he threw at us and ended up getting us there at the end.
How would you describe sort of how they played you when you guys had the ball? Looked like they blitzed less but still got pressure.
Yeah, they blitzed less. We put ourselves in some long yardage, such third downs there, that second half. And can't do that, not against that team. So they got to be workable, and you're looking at 12, plus yards. And that's a problem against guys that can rush passer. So, but again, you got to take care of first, second down, and against a good football team. You got to play better football against a good football team. That's what you have to do.
Appreciate the flexibility to secure the ball coming out of college.
Yeah.
First career fumble. What do you tell them after?
I'm not sure how. I haven't seen the replay of it, but it looked like from the naked eye that he didn't quite have it all tucked in there. Like I don't know if there was an exchange problem or what happened, but it looked like the ball turned a little bit and the guy got his hand on it. So. Yeah, I'm not worried about him fumbling. Other than this one, we got to fix it. But he's not. That's not what he is. I mean, he's not a fumbler.
Andy, it looks like camp you had some reason to be optimistic about the way your defense is going to play. I mean, is this caught you by surprise? What's going on?
Yeah, listen, we played the two best run teams in the league, right, back to back here. So, and yeah, we need to do better. I mean, that's the bottom line. The thing I see, we've got to make sure that we tackle, right, given the opportunity, and then, get off blocks. I mean, those were kind of the two primary things on that side, and then the turnovers. I mean, it's not a secret here on what took place. I've got to make sure. I mean, it's my team. I got to make sure that I get those things done, and it didn't get done the way that it needed to be done tonight.
Because as you mentioned, talked about Heineman's first fumble, Patrick, of course, in the month of September, first time having an interception. What how that played unfolded? That's something that you just learn to live with, or do you tell them sometimes just take a sack and not take those type of chances?
Yeah, so you don't want obviously the interception. You don't want to throw those. but he's made some plays doing that. But in that case, that probably, he'd probably like to have that one back.
Coach,
Couple more guys.
Tyron's first game back, 200 sacks.
Yeah, he did a nice job with the interception part, and it's good to have him back in there.
Coach, a lot of leaders in your locker rooms. What gives you confidence that you guys will bounce back from this?
Yeah, well, they're real about things. They know. I mean, this isn't something that they don't know. I mean, I think it's obvious what took place in this game, and we've got to do better. We've got to fix that. So the leadership in there, they're real about things, and they'll get it fixed.
Last one. It's 2 games, 8 trips in the red zone for their defense, 8 touchdown surrender. Just what are you finding that's a common issue, or are there multiple issues in the red zone?
Yeah, so there are a few different things, but they're working on it and trying to secure it where it's better, and we'll keep working on it until we get it right. So.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Yep.
You want to say obviously it starts last month of September. What was the move on those games message to you all in the locker room?
We just got to man up and fix the problems, fix the issues. Turnovers are big. I mean, on the offensive side, just accountability, making sure you're making the blocks and then setting up guys to, do their job. And that's the biggest thing, is just making sure that we're playing 4 quarters of football, not letting up at any point in the game.
Trav, as a leader of this team, what do you set by after the game?
Man up. Man up. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, and that's just not to Clyde. That's to everybody in the building. That's to everybody in the locker room. We'll never point a finger and say this is one person's loss. That's just not how we roll here in Kansas City. We'll fix it. It's a 4 quarters of football that we got to fix, that we got to get better at. Yeah, we thought we were going to see a lot more man, a lot more blitzes, but and that's the thing. When a team is rushing 3 and playing off coverage, we got to be able to put up more points, flat out.
Were you surprised at all that Patrick was trying to throw you the ball? It looked like he was going to be sacked, or was that just another play that you think is going to work?
I don't know which play you're talking about. I just know it.
Were you surprised he tried to throw it?
No. Typically, usually he gets that ball off. Just a good play by them, and we got to be better on the offensive side. I'm sure Pat will say the same thing.
Good.
Travis, just take us through your touchdown. I mean, it looked like maybe 7 guys had a chance at tackling you.
What you saw was a lot of teamwork, man. I wasn't the only one out there. I was just the one with the ball, man. Had a lot of guys working to get guys downfield, and that's.
All right.
Thank you. Your thoughts on your last offensive guy,
Yeah, we got in the field goal range pretty quickly there. And then we were pretty much just trying to get down as close as we could to let Bucker kick the field goal, and the dude made a good play. He was getting blocked. He threw his hand out and hit it directly on the ball. So I mean, we were executing. They made a play, and you lose games when teams make plays like that at the end of games.
You threw your first interception in the month of September. What was it that you saw and you didn't know? Did you feel the pressure coming, or were you trying to make a play when you were going down? Is that something?
Yeah, I should have just thrown it to D-Rob in the flat. I saw D-Rob in the flat, and then I saw Trav come back to me. The dude grabbed my leg. I thought I could kind of get my other leg down. He kind of spun me, and it's a dumb interception. I mean, it's probably one of the worst interceptions I've probably ever had.
What did you see them do against you defensively? They blitzed a lot more than the past.
Yeah, they put a lot of shell. They kind of played over the top of Tyreek pretty much the entire game. They chose their times to kind of double 87 a little bit. But, I mean, if you look at a positive, I thought the other guys stepped up and made plays. I feel like teams are going to start doing this. You saw Pringle with a big play. You saw McCole make a lot of tough catches. D-Rob with a big touchdown play. So those guys are going to have to contribute for us this year. And so to have them have games in a caliber team that we played today, we can take that as a positive going into the next week.
Last week we talked about, you having so many targets towards Kelsey and Robinson. Was it a concerted effort on your part to get more of the players involved, or was it that's just how the
the game flow where you got?
Yeah, I think it's just kind of how the game went. I think I said it last week. It's they were letting Trav and Tyreek get open, so I was giving them the ball. But if teams are going to really play over the top of Tyreek or try to double Trav at certain points of the game, then we have the guys that can make plays, and you saw that with the guys that are making plays today. And like I said, I have full confidence in those guys.
Does a game like this reinforce the idea that when you have a lead, like a double-digit lead, ball at midfield, you have a chance to bury a team? You got to bury.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's what kind of the whole point. I mean, the interception was not only dumb in the sense that it was a bad throw, not even close to the receiver, but it was dumb at that point in the game. Even if I just throw the flat, he doesn't get the first down, we have a chance to decide if we're going to try to kick a field goal or punt and kind of pin him back. So, I mean, it's just a lot of little things in games like this that they kind of form you to get losses in the end.
Actually, Clyde had his head down after the game as a leader. What do you tell him?
Yeah, I mean, we'll need them the whole entire season. Don't let one play define you. I mean, it's a long season. Obviously, we lost. I mean, it's a good football team that we played at their place, but it's a long season. And if we want to be great, if we want to have a chance to try to make another run at this thing, he's going to be an important part of it.
Last question.
No last question. All right, thank you.
Appreciate you.
All right, guys.
All right, you need to return tonight, 2 interceptions in the first half. Just take us through that and, how you're feeling after the first half.
I feel kind of bad. You know what I mean? We lost. Yeah, I mean, it feels good to make plays, for your team, but I'm not, too worried about personal accomplishments right now. Felt like this was a game we should have won. But that happens when you let good teams stick around towards the end. They find a way to win the same way we do. So, just got to get it cleaned up.
It looked like at camp you guys had a lot of reason to be optimistic about the way you're playing defensively. So what's happened between now and then? Or could you see this coming?
I mean, this is assignment football. It doesn't matter what defense you play on. It all comes down to assignments. And then from there is execution. And anytime you, miss a line or you blow an assignment against a good team, they're going to make you pay for it. So, it really just wasn't our best effort defensively tonight.
When Lamar throws that jump pass for Brown, it's a touchdown. When you guys came back to the sideline, what was the issue there in terms of why the coverage was spending long?
Just miscommunication. I'll take the blame for that.
John, you have a way of rallying the troops, so to speak. This is 2 straight games now. The Chiefs have had issues against the run. What are you telling your guys coming into this week of practice to try to right that ship for the rest of the year?
I mean, it's a commitment that you have to make to yourself first. Every play isn't going to be a pass. I think when you play against these kind of teams, the Ravens, the Titans, the Browns, you have to be ready to stop the run. You have to be committed to that. And that's not just the D line. That's the other guys behind them as well. So it's a team effort, and we just have to be more committed to stopping the run. It's not all about the pass and the sacks and the interceptions. We just got to find a way to get back recommitted to stopping that.
Couple more guys. Just one of those good check games that can help you, going through the season.
I mean, every now and then you need an ass whooping, and I think our team responds best, when we get punched in the mouth and we're not able to kind of recover from it. So we got some good coaches, man. We got great leadership, and I just look forward to seeing us, turning the page, going back home against a division opponent, another must-win game, a game we got to have against another good football team. Great quarterback, great skill players. I mean, this is an every week thing that you have to stay dedicated and stay committed to. So I just look forward to seeing our group respond.
Maybe you don't last chance to practice as much, but we talk about fundamental football execution. There's a lot of tackles. How do you rectify that this week?
Well, you come back in the lab, you put your head down, you don't point fingers. You take the coaching as hard as it may be. And then you just accept the responsibility. So Obviously that starts with the leadership. So we can't wait to get back to work. I know I can't. So like I said, we got another big time game coming up. And so it's going to be important to see how we respond. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Yep.
Yeah, no. I got more than That's it.
All right, guys. Frank, obviously the return to the field, you hadn't practiced much since training camp and preseason games. How are you feeling coming back?
Feeling good. Came out healthy. So that was the highlight of my night, honestly. And just looking forward to getting back out there this week. And prepare for the Chargers.
You played these guys before, just what worked well tonight and what did you see for the on your side of the ball?
They're a tough football team. Every time we play this team, since I've been here the last 3 years, they give it all they got. Lamar, a heck of a football player. And he does everything that he can. Unfortunately, the last 2 games, there's been some tight games between us. We was able to pull them out, but this game, they took it. They came in, beat us in the rushing attack. We missed tackles, a bunch of key plays, gave them the ball, and didn't make enough plays. It's simple.
Frank, I have to ask this question. I believe this is our first time talking to you since mandatory mini camp. A lot of stuff that happened over the summer. Where are you now with your legal case, and are you facing any kind of suspension that you know of?
My legal team is taking care of everything. I was advised not to speak on it, until further notice. But my legal team taking care of everything. I have full confidence in everything that they're doing, and you just got to see in the future.
Frank, the leaders in your locker room, what gives you confidence that you guys can learn from this and move forward?
Oh man, we got a great group of guys. And I got all the confidence in the world in my guys. On defense and offense. Starting over there on offense, with Pat and, Trav and all those guys. The offense did a heck of a job, fighting for us tonight. Defense, we didn't do enough, I feel. Actually, T, Honey Badger, he came out, had 2 picks earlier in the game that, kind of, switched the tides of the game for us. But, it just wasn't enough. In the future, we just got to limit the mistakes and, the missed tackles. Of course, when you miss tackles, you miss over 10 tackles in the game, that calls for devastation for a defense. So, you got to make the tackles, and you got to, especially when you're going against a strong offense like, the Ravens.
Frank,
Last question, Adam.
How do you get better at tackling during the season? You guys don't hit much during practice or hit at all during practice. How do you get better at tackling during the season?
Well, when you got that one day where you can tackle and it is pass, the emphasis is, on striking and the emphasis is on tackling. So, that's when you got to pop those pads a little bit more. You can't go into practice, running by the plays where you can get, be a little bit more aggressive. You can't tag off on guys and stuff like that. And, sometimes you get lax and you do that. You coming off games where it was a hard game, a lot of hitting and stuff. So guys are sore, but it's just putting the emphasis on that in practice. When we do got those pads on that day out the week, it's just taking full advantage and, going out there and, just competing and, having fun with it, but, also understanding that, this is going to transfer over to the game in the future.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate y'all.
That is it for today, guys.